and welcome to a cover story conversation. I have with me Karti Chidambaram, Congress MP from the Lok Sabha, and someone who's been very articulate in the current debates in Parliament, which are actually coming to where this is North versus South debate. Whether you take the delimitation policy that is proposed take another look at the Lok Sabha seats according to the population levels. Tamil Nadu and the South have been complaining that this is going to be really in the favor of the North because it's going to be based on the population, and the seats that are going to be carved out are going to be more in the North, and the South is going to lose. Karti Chidambaram has been really speaking on this. The second is, of course, the new education policy, which makes this three-language formula. Again, MPs from the South have been speaking against it. So we are here, Karti. Welcome to this conversation. And to begin with, a larger look, is it becoming a North versus South debate and therefore a BJP versus opposition debate, really, of all the things that I've talked about? Because BJP, as we know, is a no player in the South.
See, the BJP's view of India and our view of India differs. The BJP believes in uniformity is unity, and we believe in unity and diversity. So there is a clear divergence in how we view society, how we view the makeup of this political entity, how we view the relationship with states. We believe that states are important and states' rights have to be respected. And there is no such thing as a one policy fit all, and you have to have nuances and you have to be pragmatic about implementing policies in various states. As far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, we are very well served with a two-language formula. I studied in a school where the medium of instruction was in English and my language choice was Tamil. I'm in no way disadvantaged in life. My daughter studied in a similar school. She is in no way disadvantaged in life. We have hundreds and thousands of North Indian workers who come to Tamil Nadu to work. We need them. We welcome them. They are very comfortable in Tamil Nadu. None of them come to Tamil Nadu with any knowledge of Tamil literature or grammar. They don't even know written or spoken Tamil. But they come here and learn on the job. They have not been formally taught Tamil before they come to work in Tamil Nadu. In the same way, if anybody from Tamil Nadu wants to move to another part of India because of professional or personal reasons, and is forced to interact with people who exclusively speak in Hindi, they will pick up the language. So there is no necessity to impose a third language on schools which are run by the state government or schools which follow a state government board. So that's all we are saying. There's no reason to say that, you must have a third language. And there is no empirical evidence to suggest that learning a third language at a very formative stage somehow gives a leg up. And even if you give a leg up, and why should that language be Hindi? And why should the language be another Indian language? It could be anything else. So that could all be done on people's own accord or volition. So there is no necessity to impose a third language on Tamil Nadu. And every time the central government and the BJP talk about a third language, we only take it as code for Hindi imposition.
So this is exactly what they are saying. It is not. They are saying that it is not Hindi through the back door. It can be any other regional language.
It will be Hindi through the back door. Is there any? I represent a reasonably rural constituency. Let's go and do a field survey there. Let's go to any average government-run school. Let's go talk to the parents and teachers there and ask them whether they have any choice of a third language to learn. There is no demand for a third language. There is no necessity for a third language. English connects us to the world of science and commerce, and Tamil is our mother tongue, preserves our culture. If anybody wants to learn a third language, they can always opt for a central board school which offers a three-language curriculum, or learn it on their own accord, like all these thousands and thousands of workers who come to Tamil Nadu to work. And which state in India, which state in the north of India, which the BJP is governing, or in the Hindi heartland, which has a successful three-language formula? You mean to say an average student in Uttar Pradesh in a government school is fluent in three languages? If so, what are those three languages? I'll be very hard-pressed if they're even fluent in a second language. So why this sudden push of a third language on Tamil Nadu? And whenever you say third language, it is only Hindi. It can't be anything else.
So why this sudden push for a third language? What do you fear?
See, this all got triggered because of the education minister, the union education minister, saying that they won't release the funds to Tamil Nadu. It only got triggered by that. Everybody was coasting along here, and people who are learning Hindi either in a central board school or through private academies, is anybody being stopped or harassed because they learn Hindi? No, has there been? Unlike in the north, if you transport a cow, you can be stopped and perhaps lynched. Nobody is traumatized for learning Hindi in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, but with elections coming, isn't this a sort of a self goal? Because look at the backlash. Is there anybody supporting it in Tamil Nadu? Because what the minister is saying is that
It's a self goal by
yeah,
the BJP.
if
In
the,
fact, it's a self goal by the BJP, and they've given us a full toss, which we will hit it out of the park. I mean, the BJP simply doesn't get Tamil Nadu. They don't understand Tamil Nadu. They don't respect that Tamil Nadu has got certain views which might not necessarily fit into their narrative. In fact, it's the biggest self. I mean, I have to thank them for giving us this narrative running up to the election next year.
the BJP,
Not that they are a factor in Tamil Nadu politics.
they're not. So the BJP doesn't usually do these kind of self goals, which is why I'm wondering because they're
No,
so
no,
good
you're
at
giving them
narrative building.
you're giving them far too much credit than necessary. They are an Hindi heartland political party, and their narrative building works in the Hindi heartland. It doesn't work in Tamil Nadu, where we are the most Hindu of all states. We have more temples per square kilometer than rest of India. We break more coconuts every day, but we still don't buy the North Indian Sanskritized vegetarian version of Hinduism, which the BJP propagates. So the BJP is not necessarily a master of marketing everywhere. There are some markets where they will fail, and they will spectacularly, consistently fail in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit out of context, out of textbook, and ask you one. Before we go on to the delimitation argument, you said there is a view of Hinduism that is there, which is not the BJP view that is there in Tamil Nadu. So, Congress is now grappling with this issue also. What kind of Hinduism is it? Nehruvian secularism, Gandhian purism. So, what is the ideology? Can you
No,
do you
I'm
have
not.
any?
It's way beyond my pay grade to define the ideology of the Congress Party
But
or the.
what do you what is working in the
I
south?
think, I think, I think what works is just let people be. People accept people for their differences and let them be. Not thrust any practice or faith down anybody's throat. If somebody wants to practice a faith in a particular manner, let it be, and that's what happens. I mean, we have native gods in Tamil Nadu. We have unique gods which are very specific to Tamil Nadu. Village gods and practices are very different. The BJP's practice of the faith is very different from what is actually done in a native level in the villages of Tamil Nadu. That is why the BJP is still doesn't have any currency in a state which is overwhelmingly Hindu and is a practicing Hindu society. I am a practicing Hindu. I probably go to more temples in a week than most people who are hardcore BJP supporters go in a whole year in north of India. I mean, my constituency is filled with temples. I mean, historic temples, proper temples, not modern age buildings which masquerade as temples like what they are propagating. These are temples which are mentioned in religious texts, which have been there forever, which follow agama, which follow all rituals, and have been there for centuries. I mean, but that just because I go to those temples doesn't mean I prescribe to the narrative of the BJP, and that's true for the vast majority of people in Tamil Nadu.
Okay. Now I'll get back to the other issue that I wanted to raise with you, which is this redrawing proposal to redraw the Lok Sabha, seats and increase the number of seats in the Lok Sabha. So, where do you stand on that, and
I think
why?
it's a terrible idea. It's a
But
terrible
it's
idea.
a Congress idea.
I mean, the Congress can also. I mean, just because the idea came from the Congress doesn't mean sometimes you grow out of ideas. You have to. I mean, the time and the circumstances make you evolve beyond ideas. You see, if you're going to keep the parliament as 543 as it is today, and redistribute the seats according to the population as they will stand after the 2026 census,
Census.
the South will be penalized. We will be penalized for implementing family planning effectively. We will have lesser representation in parliament. But if you increase the seats to 888 and proportionately say we will increase everybody in the same manner, our increase will not be in the same ratio as the increase in north of India. Our gearing will still be poorer. And secondly, a parliament of 888 people will be totally ineffective. As it is, we don't get time to speak. With
Yeah.
888 people in parliament, it will become like the People's Congress of China, where the president comes in and everybody does synchronized clapping. There'll be no debate. I mean, you can't have effective debate in a chamber of 888 people. So, in fact, this is a complicated issue. I mean, while I understand one man, one vote, everybody's vote must count the same, but you must also look after the interest of states and the federal structure, and can't penalize areas and states which have implemented family planning. So we must come up with something much more evolved way in which we redistribute the parliamentary seats. But increasing the size of parliament, in my opinion, will be a terrible idea. Because, think about it. We have another 340 more members of parliament inside that chamber. We get a minute to speak. It'll all be completely irrelevant. Such a large chamber can't be an effective debating chamber.
But view is that one vote, one value also. So
I understand that principle, but also you have to understand that then what about the state's interest? That's why America has got a system which, whether a state is large or small, has 2 senators, and the House is on the House of Representatives on population. I'm not suggesting I have an ideal solution. But both the proposals of redistributing according to census of 26 within the 543 or increasing the 80 and 80 to the House to 80-88 will still disenfranchise the South significantly. I don't have a solution, I must confess.
Fair enough. But, there is a current debate, and happening, whether should we move to a more federal setup, because there is the South is feeling more and more disaligned, I think, from the center, especially with the BJP government in the center. So is there some solution,
This is a very serious, constitutional structural reform. And I think it needs far greater consultation, debates, different innovative ideas. Do we need to have some sort of a do states need to vote in one number of states vote in a particular way in order to get legislation going, which has a meaning? So this is a much more serious. We really need another constitution framing committee kind of a thing to look at it, and you need serious legal scholars. It's beyond my pay grade to come up with solutions for that. But all I'm saying is that what is being proposed, these 2 alternatives are not very fair.
And also, this is the budget session of Parliament is going on. Are you a little happier? There seems to be some debate happening as opposed to
I'm
the
very
other
happy.
sessions.
In fact, I'm very happy that there is, that we're having debates, and Parliament functioned well for the 3 days we met. And I'm looking forward to a very effective session Monday onwards as well. And this is what it should be. We must be given our space to raise issues, and the government must respond to it. And we must have debate and discussion. And this is what Parliament is meant to be. This is what our constituents also expect from us. I've always said this many a time. Nobody notices our protest. Nobody has ever called me to congratulate me, to saying, "Oh God, I know you participated in a protest today. Very good." Nobody's ever said that to me. But every time I say something in Parliament, many people in my constituency do call me and tell me, "We noticed what you said." For example, yesterday I spoke about farm insurance, for crop insurance for farmers, and I've got enough messages from my constituency saying that they appreciate it. But nobody appreciates protests.
Okay, I'm going to take a break and come back and keep the conversation going a little more on what is happening in Parliament, the issues that you would like to raise, and also about the issue of the Trump tariffs. That is something that is going to be debated in Parliament. The opposition is keen to raise it. So after a quick break. Hello and welcome back to a cover story conversation with KARTI CHIDAMBARAM. KARTI, we've been talking about the dominant issues, but there are other issues that you would perhaps like to raise or speak on. What are the issues that, if given a free hand, what would you be speaking about?
I think we need to really look at the economy, because the biggest elephant in the room in India is unemployment, and the government needs to come and clearly tell us what do they have in mind to sort that issue out. How are they going to increase opportunity for employment? And the government needs to have a very serious debate and also lay out its plans, because they are the executive. And also what's happening globally with the almost a trigger-happy president in America announcing tariffs. I don't know whether those really come into effect or not, but I know the president of America announces it, but I'm sure there is a mechanism before they all come into effect, if they actually come into effect. What is our response? And the Prime Minister must also take the House and the nation into confidence about his conversation with the new American president. What actually happened? What did we offer, or what did they offer? What have we agreed on? I think it's still very gray in understanding what really have transpired in the meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump. We definitely need to know that.
So how do you see the world? How do you are we negotiating this world of Donald Trump?
I don't think anybody's. I mean, we don't really know. It's
We're
only been
reacting.
about. It's only been about 60 days, and not even 60 days since Trump has come in. But I don't know whether it's really. I mean, okay, I'm at a loss because every day there is a tweet or a proclamation about a tariff rate. Whether they really are coming into effect or these are all only negotiating, posturing, I don't know. So the government is in a much better position to tell whether they're actually coming into effect, whether they've negotiated something, or is there some formal talks, or are there some back channel talks to sort this out? We really need to know. I know because I mean the kind of pronouncements and proclamations which are coming from America don't look very stable to me. They look very trigger happy to me. So I don't know whether they're actual policy or just saber rattling.
But how do you react? I mean, for instance, we all saw what happened in the Oval Office. So,
I mean,
yeah,
this is quite bizarre. I mean, well, until now, Ukraine was the flavor of the
right.
season, and they were giving. In fact, most of the Western countries even, in fact, had a very accelerated migration program for Ukrainian refugees. And now, all of a sudden, the Ukraine is now being vilified. They're being said that that their president is not democratic and perhaps even bordering on terrorism. And for the first time, I'm seeing an American administration completely catapulting to the Russian point of view. And then there is this silent, power dragon, China, which is watching all this and maneuvering about everything. So are we moving from a are we becoming a multipolar power centers or just a tripolar power center with China, Russia, and America, and Europe is feeling rather isolated? Are we even part of the conversation? I really don't know. So the government must take the House and the nation into confidence and explaining its position and how they see things.
Yeah, that is the thing because even Fariza Karya, a lot of people are speaking about now the three dominant spheres of influence is Russia, China, and the US. So where does India fit in, and where
I don't think India is a superpower or even in the same table. I mean,
we need to
I say
align ourselves
I
then
say this
something?
very very responsibly. We have a place. There is strategic value in India, but I don't think we are one of those big boys. I mean, we need to, we are really not part of that table. I'm sure we are relevant, but we're not sitting in that high table. I mean, we are, we still need to find our feet, and we are not exerting influence outside our boundaries, unlike these three countries. America does globally, and Russia does militarily, and China does it through its economic
No.
cloud. So where
Nice.
are we? I have a theory about what makes a superpower. In fact, we have a few minutes to hear me out.
We
It's
have.
exactly like in a village. The person who's most respected in a village is normally the landlord. The landlord in Tamil, we call him the Pannayar, because he's the one who's generating employment for everybody in the village. India is not generating employment for anybody outside in the world. So we are not the landlord. Neither are we the big village bully, the ruffian. We are not invading anybody or threatening anybody militarily, like Russia does or America does, who have the capacity to go across their borders to conduct military exercises. I mean, Israel does to some extent, but America and Russia do it consistently. We don't have that capacity. And the third, we are not the panchayat. Nobody in the world ever comes to India to arbiter a global dispute. Those days are all long gone. Nobody is turning towards India to say, why don't you arbiter peace between two countries? So we are not the landlord, we are not the bully, and we are not the panchayat. So once we are not these three things, we are not a superpower. At best, we are a supermarket for the world.
That's so well explained, Karti. I really like that. Finally, a bit about the India alliance. Where does it stand? Is it in tatters? What is the state of it in Tamil Nadu?
No, in Tamil Nadu, it's fine because the dominant political party is the DMK, and we are aligned with the DMK. The DMK is in government here. The India Alliance works well in Tamil Nadu, but outside Tamil Nadu, what is happening with the other political parties is a question beyond my pay grade. I'm not privy to any of those decision making.
But how do you see as a because there is various debates that should you because Congress has a problem. Even if you just look at it just from the microcosm of Tamil Nadu, do you take on piggyback on an alliance and give up seats, or do you try and build your own base?
No, Tamil Nadu is quite. See, we've been not been in government for close to 60 years now. So we are not a dominant political force in Tamil Nadu. We definitely need alliance to survive. We add the value we add to any alliances. We bring the secular shield. from a national perspective. But from a state politics point of view, we are not even the top dominant three political parties. We are at best perhaps the fourth, maybe the fifth political party in Tamil Nadu. So we're not in a very comfortable position in Tamil Nadu. A lot could be done, but are we prepared to do that hard walk? I don't know.
Well, there is still some legacy of goodwill for Congress in the South. I don't know whether Tamil Nadu is part of that.
It has goodwill, but it doesn't necessarily translate to political clout. We are not the top three political party anymore, and we add value, and we definitely bring the secular sheen to an alliance. But we are not dominating the political conversation in Tamil Nadu, and we've stopped dominating. We've not part of the dominant conversation of politics in Tamil Nadu for a long time, and that worries me. And I mean, there are ways to overcome it, but it's not an easy ride. And whether the Congress party is willing to do that, I don't know.
At all, I think it begins with organization first, and then the rest of the conversation starts. And you have elections within a year, next year, so I guess there is a less time. But before I let you go, it is the Holy weekend. So, what are your plans? And I notice you read a lot. So, what are you reading these days?
No. There's no Holi is not a prevalent festival here. But my best wishes to everybody who's celebrating Holi. I mean, I was in Parliament last week, and I've come back now. So, but yeah, there is a fair bit to read and to have trying to catch up with a lot of reading, because with the digital proliferation, actually my reading habits have gone down. I'm reading snippets and snatches and not reading whole books, which actually I need to correct.
That is the world today. Nobody has more time for the whole movie. You just watch reels. So you read snippets.
Even reading has also become snippets and snatches, and that's unfortunate though.
The times we live in. But thank you so much, KARTI CHIDAMBARAM.
Happy Holi.
Happy Holi. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.